The Art of Education University's mission is to grow amazing art teachers by providing rigorous, relevant, and engaging learning at every stage of their career.
I'm Derek Balsley, founder and CEO at the Art of Education University in Osage, Iowa.
And I'm Jessica Balsley, founder and president at the Art of Education University.
The Art of Education University is the first graduate university in the state of Iowa in over 50 years. It's a little bit of a different type of university in that we focus exclusively on art teachers, K-12 art teachers around the country. It's a little bit different from a regular university as well because a traditional university focuses on many different types of students in a very narrow time span. We focus on one very specific student in a very over an entire career.
So we call ourselves a lifelong university. When I was starting out as a first-year art teacher, I found it was really difficult to find resources to teach with, higher degrees to continue my education, and I just couldn't find a lot of professional learning that helped me become a better art teacher, and it was really frustrating.
So what we discovered was that the reason it was difficult for art teachers to find these type of learning resources is that there aren't enough art teachers in any given geographic area for most colleges to justify programs just for them. And so what we did is we said we're going to sort of reinvent the model. We're going to develop a learning institution, a university that's just for art teachers. We don't serve any other type of student. We had spent several weekends developing new courses, several weekends developing landing pages and how we're going to tell this story. And when you finally push that button to push it live, you just sort of hold your breath and you have no idea what's going to happen. And I remember getting the first ding on our phone that said, $300 landed in your checking account, whatever it was. And that was just like a wow, because that amount of money at that time to us was a really, really big deal.
We just looked at each other and said, okay, people want what we have. We put out our very first product and someone bought it. So the beauty of running an online company is you can do it from anywhere. As long as you have a laptop and a really solid internet connection, you can run a business from anywhere. So we have remote team members from around the country. We have 8 here in Osage, and then the rest of the 55 are spread East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, and they come visit here. And it's just kind of fun to have that remote aspect and then the in-person connection as well. And we've really developed a remote culture with running that kind of global, at least, team.
Yeah, the bet that we've taken is that by casting a wider net with our team, by saying we will take the best people regardless of whether they're on the West Coast, East Coast, or anywhere in between, but by seeking the best people and building a really strong remote culture, we think that we can build a global company right here in Osage, Iowa. So to fulfill our mission in the best way possible, which is to grow amazing art teachers, we knew that we had to take the next step, which was to actually become a fully accredited university. And it was a huge step and it was a huge decision. We went from a situation where we were highly profitable to a situation where we were going to be making multi-years worth of significant investments financially, but also time and energy and employees and everything else. And so it was a big decision, a huge undertaking. It was a 3-year plus process. But the end of it, and Jessica led that project, and at the end of it, we were successful. We became accredited, and it just is tremendously rewarding at this point. So now we can offer fully accredited graduate classes and graduate programs, master's degrees nationwide and globally.
So some resources that have helped me along the way are kind of the informal type. Anything I wanted to learn for the next stage, what I wanted to do, is as simple as a Google search bar. You can be your own information finder, or reading a really good book about the problem you're trying to solve. And it doesn't cost a lot, it doesn't have to be a big conference or something expensive, but the answers are there if you want to seek them and then take it to that next level to actually implement the ideas you learned. And that's been a really big help for me.
Exposing yourself to a significant quantity of actionable ideas is just as important as really diving in deep on things. When you start to be an entrepreneur, you have to be a generalist. You have to be somebody who understands a wide gamut of things, and so you need to expose yourself to a lot of different ideas and a lot of different people. When you're starting out as an entrepreneur, there's just so much that you don't know, and so finding mentors, and to be honest, most of it is you. It's you in a room figuring things out, and it's the pressure of having ownership and knowing that what you accomplish is where you'll end up. The work that you put in is where you'll end up. That's how you learn the most. But a key element is also having really good mentors, having really good organizations that you're partnering with. And so one piece of advice that I would give to any entrepreneur at that very early sort of chicken and egg stage is that the assumption is that, if you fail, which is certainly possible and likely, most businesses do fail, but if you fail, the perception is that you put a whole bunch of time and effort into something that won't amount to anything. But the reality is that, say you spend a year trying to build this business and say you fail. In that instance, the worst case scenario is that you just spent a year getting the best education of your life. You just spent a year meeting the people that are good connections. You just learned how to build landing pages and understand a market and develop code and whatever it is. And so it's really a no-lose scenario.